Hello class, my name is Ariana Bernal and today I am going to be giving my informative speech. The topic that I chose today, I chose axolotls. Their scientific name is Ambystoma mexicanum, which is kind of a mouthful. That's why they're typically called axolotls or Mexican walking fish, which is kind of a fun name. Their life expectancy can be anywhere from 10 to 15 years, which is actually pretty long considering that they're just little aquatic amphibians. They can grow anywhere up to 12 inches and weigh from 2 ounces to 8 ounces, comparable to a teacup. They are actually in the salamander family, and there are 8 colors of axolotls. 3 of them are rare. We have 2 different kinds right here. So these 2 guys right here are both called leucistic, which just means that they're pink in color. That's one of the common ones. They're not rare. And you can tell that these are male axolotls because their bodies are long and slender compared to our female up here, which is albino. This is also a common color. Her body is a little bit more rounded. That's how you can tell that she's a female. Their diet, they are carnivores, so they eat meat. Their favorite are worms and small fish. They also eat crustaceans, mollusks, and even insect larvae. I found that information on nationalgeographics.com, and I found the colors on embrapets.com, which is right here. That's where I found that. And so their personalities, they're actually really fun and bubbly kind of salamanders. So they're known to smile. You can kind of tell in the pictures that they kind of look really happy, which is kind of cute in my opinion. And they can't bite you, which contributes to the friendly aspect of the axolotl. Their jaws are too weak. So even if they wanted to and you did get a mean one, they still can't bite you. They are actually very critically endangered currently, and there are like around 1,200 left in the world. So they are only found in 2 lakes anywhere in the world, which are both found in Mexico. The 2 lakes are lakes Xochimilco and Lake Chalco, which is also a mouthful. So you can actually keep these as pets, the axolotls. You need to make sure that you're properly educated on the species before you get them, which is kind of like any pet really. You need to make sure that you're properly educated so you can take care of the animal properly. And they're actually not legal in all states. They are legal in Oregon, but if you're from outside of Oregon, I would double check that it's legal in your state for you to own an axolotl. They are very low maintenance pets. So for your tank setup, which is the main thing that you need to be concerned about for owning an axolotl, is your tank setup. You need a minimum of a 10-gallon tank, which is 45 centimeters long. That's for one adult-sized axolotl. And you need to have a lid on it. It can be mesh or glass. It doesn't necessarily matter. Glass is preferred, but if you have a mesh one, it's also completely fine. So the thermometer, your water needs to be from 50 degrees to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. What you need to worry about the most is actually your filtration system. So this contributes into some of my fun facts down here that I found at softschools.com. But right here, I found these at axolotl.org housing. So their filtration, they actually breathe through their skin and their gills, which are out here. These are their gills. And because of them breathing through their gills, they actually are more susceptible to their tanks being dirty, and they actually excrete more waste than most other amphibians do. So you need to make sure that you have a very good filtration system so that they are as healthy as they can be. And they like to have lots of hides and plants in their tanks. It makes them feel more comfortable. And you can also have a layer on the bottom of it's a foam layer, sorry. And you can put sand on it, but it needs to be fine-grained sand. It can't just be regular tank rocks because they have a tendency to pick those up whenever they're eating their food and whenever they are processing those through their body, it actually creates a lot of harm to them, and it can actually be fatal. So you need to make sure that there are no rocks so they can't hurt themselves while trying to eat. So back down to the fun facts. Like I said, they breathe via their gills and their skin, which is really interesting. And they do not have eyelids, which I think is kind of funny. And like you can tell right here, it kind of contributes to them looking happy. So they regenerate limbs, and one thing that's interesting, they have their mating season in the spring, and they can create anywhere from 300 to 1,100 eggs. So thank you guys for listening to my speech on axolotls. Here are my sources. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do.